Hey, Jason here. You got the questions, and I got the answers for you. So I'm going to start calling these segments Ask Jason, and this is where I'm going through the comments and I'm just doing a complete video reply of the question that was asked. I think it's a lot better this way. It keeps creating content, but also it's a way that in case someone else had this question, they can see it too without having to scroll through the comments of a very particular video. So let's go ahead and get into the intro first. So Actually, you know what? Let's not do the intro for these. Let's do these a little different. So if you're starting to see that on the channel itself, I'm starting to play with some of the thumbnails. I'm starting to get together playlists. I'm trying to get everything more streamlined. Like I'm getting things back together, man. Back together. Like I was really on point with the channel back in 2021, 2022, or 2021, right when 2022 happened in January after CC passed. Like I just really lost control of a lot of things, and a lot of things fell to the wayside, and I do apologize for that. However, I'm back in it, man. I'm back in the game, and I'm getting back on creating this content and putting out the quality that I know that I'm able to put out. So make sure you stay tuned and make sure you check out the different playlists and stuff. I'm putting things in order. Like if you're looking for information about plant-based stuff, I created a whole green transition series just on that, and that's old videos that I already had, and I just put them in a playlist right there for you. And this is going to be under a playlist called Ask Jason. So just to let you know. And so today's question was, and this is the question is actually on smart banking strategies every expat should know. Now, I'm always talk about this. If you're going to move countries, you need to get into the banking system of your new host country. You don't know what opportunities you can be missing out on and what things you can be taking advantage of to generate more money. Look, I'm all about retiring. I'm all about living a safer life, more peaceful life. But I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, do not throw money to the wayside. I learned it from personal experience. And so I'm really trying to help save you some lot of hard earned years of money that I could have been earning that I wasn't, because I was not properly in the banking system when I first started doing this. And so the question comes out, if you don't have a source of income, such as a pension, something like that, if you are in the military or government or retired somewhere with one of the few companies that still have pensions, but a large amount of money, let's say 7 million kwacha, would it be best to put it all in Zambia Bank? Now, before I answer this question, let's get the legality stuff out of the way. I am no way near a financial expert. I do not give financial advice. All I do is tell you some of the things that I do, and that's what I'm going to do to answer this question. So answering this question, I'm using my years of experience, not only as being an expat for 9 years now, but also just the advantages and opportunities that I see right here today in Zambia and also in other parts of the world as far as the global financial system. So just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. I'm not giving you any financial advice, and I'm not telling you this is what you need to do. This is a question that was asked, and I'm giving you how I would approach it with the understanding and the knowledge that I have now, 9 years later, of being successfully out of the United States. So first, let's just go ahead and do the quick conversion. What is 7 million kwacha to dollars? 7 million kwacha is about $253,000. So we're talking about $250,000, which is a very, very good amount of money. Like I'm telling you right now, you taking that type of money to most countries outside of the United States, we're talking about life-changing, generational changing things that you have the opportunity to do. So the first thing I would do is, before I even leave the United States with that type of money, I would first get set up into some type of investment opportunity on that side, because you're still a United States citizen. Now, don't put the whole $250,000 in there. That's not how I would do it. I would take about 50,000 of that dollars. So I would leave myself with $203,000. And with that $50,000, I know personally who I would invest it with. It's a group that I use, which is AI Circle. I learned about them through Lauren Langmeyer, who's the millionaire matchmaker. I think they said it right. Sorry if I didn't, Lauren. And so that's just something I use as an investment strategy. So you may not know about that. And they use AI software, and you can check them out on YouTube. And so just because I know them personally, I know that with 50,000, I would at least do that. Second thing that I would do is once I'm in the country, and let's say set aside 5,000 US dollars, which is a whole lot for your temporary residence and also your, being able to pay for your housing. Let me see, like for here, I pay $200 a month, well, less than that. So if I wanted to pay the year, that's 2,400. So that gives you the chance to pay off a whole year of your residence. So your first year, you're not worried about paying any rent. And then the second thing that helps with any excess money that you may need for getting around as far as finishing up all of your immigration process. It costs around 600, 700 US dollars is what I paid. But in case fees go up, things like that, and plus the transportation moving back and forth. So that would cover that. So from there, now you have what's left? That was 5,000. So now you're looking at 199,000 US dollars. Now I would start the second phase, which is investing. The first thing that I would invest in is go find a piece of land. I would even look about 45 minutes to an hour away from the city. And the reason why I say that is you're going to find something that's a lot cheaper as far as land that you can get. And it's going to be cheaper to build the farther you are away from the city. So it works out in your advantage. Like right now, I have a few plots in Westwood, and I'm looking at another a plot to get close to Lundazi. Lundazi is a lot farther than Westwood, but Westwood is about 45, 50 minutes from the city. Not bad at all, especially if you're driving yourself. And before you tell you, hey, Jason, you don't have a car, I'm going to explain how to get the car also. So with that, you get your plot of land. I would say I would set aside about 100,000. Let me see, it'll be 100,000 kwacha, which is about it's 3,000, but I want to get some more round numbers here. Let's just take out $9,000 and we're looking at a straight 190,000 US dollars. With that 9,000 US dollars, that is for you to acquire your land. If it's going to be traditional land, you're paying the chief also will be covering that. And that should be covering majority of your build plus your materials buying. Unless you're going out and you're going to be building your big mega mansion. Now, if you're building a mega mansion, the money needs to multiply more. But I'm talking about just regular, simple house, just something you can comfortably live in without having to worry about paying for rent. Because remember, this is someone who's coming in and that doesn't have any income. So you're using your cash so you want to make sure like, okay, I don't have these expenses forever again in my life. And so that's one of the things about it. Now, on top of that, with the land, I would actually start farming on it too. Utilize it to produce fruits and vegetables, and put an orchard on your land to actually things that can subsidize some of your food. So all of that is in that 9,000. So you still now have 190,000 US dollars. Of the 190,000, I will pull out, let me see, because you got to get a car too, because you're going to be staying farther away. So with staying farther away, I will put out another, let's just say 10,000 US dollars. I want to keep the numbers round. I don't want to be going out and having the math difficult. So now you're down to $180,000 cash, US dollars still in your bank account. But now with the 10,000, you have your brand new car that should cover all of your fees, the title fees, the tax fees, and there's a name for it. I can't remember, but it's a shipping fee for getting it into the country. And so that will cover all that. So now you have your car and your housing, everything's taken care of. You don't have to worry about those bills as far as transportation getting back and forth and the bill of where you're going to live. Now, remember, you still have 180,000 US dollars. Now you need to start getting your money to multiply. Your money needs to go make some babies for you. So you can either get into the Lusaka Stock Exchange, investing in the country of Zambia into their different businesses and things like that. Do your due diligence on it. Because remember, you already have your 50,000 from the US that's being invested by artificial intelligence that's getting you and earning you in dollars. So now you want to start earning in kwacha because you're living in a kwacha country. So you want to earn that currency also. So I would say, get into the Lusaka Stock Exchange. Don't throw thousands and thousands of dollars. I would set aside maybe 5,000 US dollars. That is a lot of stocks you can be getting in companies here, and you can just be playing the long game to let that stack up money. Also, on top of that, I would take another 5,000 US dollars, and I would be putting that into Prudential Life Insurance. This is a company that I met while I was in Ndola, and I'm just doing the conversion real quick. So 5,000 US dollars is 138,000 kwacha. Now, I would actually pay this every year. Every year, I would put 5,000 US dollars in there, which is 138,000 kwacha. After 5 years, you're able to get that out, which will put a total of 25,000 US dollars, but it has compounding interest each year of 10%. So you're looking at, just from putting that in and saving, 690,000 kwacha, over 500,000 kwacha in that 5 years. And that's going to be money that you can be using to live. That's a lot of money, guys. I know it don't sound like compared to your home country. That is a lot of money. You can do a lot of things with that. And so that's just a fast way you generated well over 500,000 kwacha in 5 years. And it's just doing something simple. So with that, that's 25,000 off where we at now, about 165,000, somewhere in there. We'll just say 165 to keep it easy. So with the 165,000 now, what else is there to do? You probably like, Jason, what else is there to do? Start opening businesses, investing in businesses. This is something that is very crucial. Entrepreneurship isn't something that's really big out here, and they need entrepreneurs. So to be able to invest, but don't invest in someone saying you like, I need 50,000 US dollars for this idea. No, don't do that. Please listen to me. You don't invest in high risk things like that. That's where you take the chance of getting ripped off. What you want to invest in is invest in some land. Land is good for farming. Land is good for residential commercial properties. Land will always hold its value. One thing history has taught us, land is where you go. So start investing in land. And I would actually take, we're at 165, I would take another 25,000 US dollars, which will put us at 165, that's 140,000. We still have 140,000 US dollars. And that 25,000 is a significant amount of land that you can be purchasing. I personally will be going farther out to purchase larger sections of land, chunks of land, to actually be building farming. And then once you have all the farming, I would actually use another, let me see, how much was it? I saw 132,000. No. Yeah, damn, it's that cheap. I would take another 20,000 to invest in buying equipment for the farm, for all of your farmlands off of AliExpress. And they have things that you can buy in bulk, things that you can get nice little excavation tractors and things like that for about 3,000 US dollars. So that 20,000 is going to go a long way with equipment that you can be using for the farm and getting the farm up to actually generating income. You can have produce farming, you can have you can do orchard farming, you can do pig farming, goat farming, chicken farming, egg layer farming, broiler farming. You can do smoked chicken, you can do fish farming. Like, all of those things are possibilities out here. It's money, man. Like, I'm telling you, it's money out here. And so you're still sitting at what, 120,000 US dollars after that? Then after that, I would just sit and be still, to be honest with you. You know, maybe set aside 5,000 US dollars or 10,000, which leave it at 110,000, and just use that to maybe for traveling, things of that nature. But now you're set. You're set. And now you just need to manage what you have and just start seeing, okay, which need my attention more? Can I hire someone to take care of this part? How are they doing on this part? And just sit back and start letting money come in. Start letting the seeds that you sowed to start letting them reap. And it's going to take a little bit of time, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. But you're still sitting on 110,000 US dollars. And I'm kind of glad that this question came up, because I just showed you investing $140,000 US. But of that 140, 50,000 was invested still in your home country before you left. Just investing to make sure you're still generating dollars while you're setting yourself up to start generating kwacha. If you're coming from the UK, you do the same thing. What is an investment platform there? What is something that you can get into? Is it a way to get into your stock exchange to actually start getting into invest in, so you're still getting currency from your home country generated while you're taking the time to generate money off of your kwacha. Because as you're just sitting on that money, all it's doing is through inflation is devaluation each and every day. And so you do want to get so much of it into actually making babies for you, or going out there and multiplying. And so please be aware of that. And also, like, if you would want to, like, this is another investment thing that I'm about to personally start doing next year, is purchasing Toyota Vits and renting them out for Yango. That's another great way to just generate income. So, like, it's a lot of different things. If you're coming here with just one large sum of money that you can get into investing wise, and you should not be having to spend all of your money on one single thing. Like, I'll give you an example, like just over not far from here, like if you're on your way to Twin Palms, there's a sign in Ibex Hill saying, plot for sale. I think it's 20 meters by 40 meters, or maybe 30 by 40. And it is 800,000 kwacha. That's almost 29,000 US. I got a plot of land it's a 40, no, it's actually an acre. Because when they did the survey, it was bigger than what it was supposed to be. So it's actually an acre. I paid 45,000 kwacha. We're talking about 1,629 US. Like, that is the difference in the prices of location. So that's why I recommend going a little farther out. If you're someone that needs to be closer to the everything that's going on, then as long as you have that money that you can invest into that property without feeling bad or feeling regrets from it, it's not going to hurt you, then by all means doing it. But if you're coming on, this is the money I have to live on for the rest of my life, you need to be a little bit more smarter with it. And so I would recommend going a little farther away and just getting a car and driving back in when you need, because you really will find out that you don't need to come to the city that much at all anyway. And so if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you have a question that you want me to answer for Ask Jason series, just leave it down below and just put Ask Jason under hashtag Ask Jason. That way it'll help YouTube put them all together, and I can search for them real easy and get them each one knocked out for you. And so just remember this, I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.